So the goal in today's episode is to make insects in this bioengineering incubator. In the last episode, Doomguy crash landed on this hostile planet with 0 and everything. He is now up to 9 shooting. Our other 3 colonists that we picked up in the last episode made it back to base, and they want to name our faction. Knee Deep in the Dead is the first episode in the game Doom, but on this planet we're going to be knee deep in the bugs. As far as the settlement name, we're going to call it Hanger, as that's the first level in Doom. Here's our other 3 colonists. We got Khan, a slave we freed for 1200 silver. He's got the trigger happy shooting combo, and he's also a very good researcher with his burning passion for intellectual and his Fallout trait, very intelligent, which increases his research speed by 20% and increases the rate at which he learns stuff by 30%. So he's going to get up to 20 intellectual and a good amount of shooting really quick. We then over here got Lance, who does have this combat AI in his brain, so that's going to lower his mental break threshold. It's going to be really hard for him to have a mental breakdown, and it also lowers his aiming time, which is going to make him another good shooter. He doesn't have much shooting skill right now. He's also decent intellectual, so we can have him do research when he's not doing anything. His main priority though will be recruiting prisoners, as he has a really good social skill. And speaking of prisoners, we rescued another ancient from a crypto sleep casket, Lily. Lance and Lily are both ancients and they're pretty old. Well, Lance is only 600 years old and Lily is 3,000, around 500 years old. We rescued Lily and she did not want to join us, so she's now our prisoner, but she's really good in a lot of stuff. But before we get into what Lily's good at, we're going to try to recruit her. She does have a 2 resist only, and Lance is going to be able to get through that really quickly. And Lance is talking to her right now. We also put a light in her prisoner cell. She's going to appreciate that.
NANI?
Yeah, Lance was able to get 1.6 resist down just by talking to her. She does have a really good mood though, because in the last episode she had a mental breakdown. She went berserk, and so now she's in catharsis for 1.3 more days. So yeah, next time Lance talks to her, her resist will get down to 0, and the time he talks to her after that, she'll probably join us. She actually has a 100% recruitment chance, and that's based on her mood right now, and also based on Lance's negotiation ability, which is pretty high because he's got good social. Lance talked to Lily one more time, and yeah, she ended up joining us, which is great. I've been holding off on building anything, as I want Lily to build everything and get her construction up to 5. First thing we're having her build is this wooden butcher table. She has a 17% chance to botch it, so we're just gonna hope that is not gonna happen, as we don't have, we don't have any extra wood lying around, and no one has any good planting skills, so it's actually really annoying to chop wood. We're then gonna have, I guess, Khan start butchering up these animals. We're only getting 60% efficiency for doing this though, as Khan is not good at cooking, and actually no one's good at cooking besides Lily. She's got 4 in cooking, although she does have a bunch of injuries, which are lowering her manipulation down to 73%, and that gives her only a 51% butchery efficiency. So yeah, it's better to have Khan with 0 cooking butcher this stuff than Lily with 4. The next thing we're gonna have Lily build is a wind turbine. Thankfully we can do that because she has 4 construction, and yeah, we're trying to grind up her construction as quickly as we can. We want to get that construction up to 5, and she currently has almost 2k XP towards 5k. She's also getting it pretty quickly because she does have a minor passion for construction. I would also really appreciate it if she did not botch this wind turbine, as I think we lose 1 component and a bunch of steel. Again, there's around like, what was it, a 17% chance, and we were successful. And by the way, this thing's being blocked by this oak tree. We got to cut it down. We're now having Lily make some steel beds because we do have some extra steel from deconstructing ancient crypto sleep caskets in the tomb. We did keep 1, but we deconstructed the rest for a good amount of steel, and yeah, that's gonna bring her up to almost 3k construction. And we're gonna have her make 1 more steel bed. I don't like using steel this way, but wood is kind of a precious commodity right now, and making that bed's gonna bring her up to 3.1k. Our food situation for now is not good, and Lily's actually really hungry. We're gonna give her the last meal as her mood is not great, and we need Lily to not have a mental breakdown. We don't really care about anyone else having mental breakdown right now, but Lily is someone that we're prioritizing to be in a good mood. We also are gonna have her wear this balaclava, which Doomguy was wearing in the last episode. But the cool thing about this thing is it lowers mental break threshold by 5%, and so yeah, she's not gonna have a mental breakdown now. Her mental break threshold went down to 30% instead of 35. We're next gonna have Lily build a campfire over in this crypto sleep casket room, and I think this is actually, yeah, it's giving her construction skill. But yeah, we're gonna have Lily make 4 simple meals at this campfire. She's only using, it says 4 tortoise meat. I'm not sure what's going on with that. And Khan, be patient, dude. Your meal's coming. Is she using the 4 tortoise meat and this 26 wolf meat? I think that's gonna be the case. Or I don't know, that was weird. I don't know where all that meat came from. But yeah, with her 4 cooking, she only had a 1.5% chance to food poison those those meals, whereas if people eat the meat raw, there's a 2% chance of food poisoning. And by the way, it is way more efficient to eat the meat cooked and raw. Eating it raw will waste almost half the meat. Also, good thing about eating simple meals is we don't get this 8 raw food -7 moodlet, which is really nice. And this is actually going to go away in 1 hour on Lily, which is great because she could have a minor mental breakdown right now. It would be really unlucky. Her mood's only dipped below 35% for not that long, but yeah, there's a lot of negative moodlets here. We should probably give her a better bedroom too. We ended up giving her Doomguy's bedroom, and we're actually going to move all these power conduits towards under the wall as they are not nice to look at. And this bedroom is at least dull. We haven't put like a dresser in it yet or anything because we currently can't really afford the wood. But at least when she wakes up, she should not have the awful bedroom moodlet. And yeah, actually the moodlet went away on its own. It still had like 4 hours left, but since she's sleeping in this room now, the moodlet just went away. She slept in an okay room. I don't think she's going to have any opinion on it. Yeah, she didn't have any opinion on it. Also, by the way, speaking of wood, we're having her make a simple research bench. This is where all of our wood's going, and we're going to want to make 2 of these as we have 2 pretty decent researchers. Lance and Khan both can do research. First thing we're going to research is nothing too crazy. We're going to go for sprinklers. And this is a part of the vanilla furniture expanded farming module. Essentially, these sprinklers consume power, but they will boost the growth rate of nearby crops, which I think is really cool. And so yeah, we're going to research that first. I was looking for other good ways to grind up Lily's construction skill, but we don't currently have a whole lot of extra materials. So we're just going to have her smooth floors probably until she gets up to 5k construction, and Lance is actually helping out, which I'd rather just have Lily do it. There's definitely other things we can do with Lance, like have him help Doomguy hunt this mega sloth. There's also this wild man that entered our territory, and his traits kind of suck. Like, he's greedy, so he wants a really impressive bedroom, and he's stupid, so he learns 25% slower. He is good at planting though, and we could actually use someone that's good at planting. It's just that currently we can't really afford to give him any type of bedroom, let alone a really impressive one. And on top of that, he's also transhumanist, which gives him a -4 moodlet for transhumanist frustrated, as he really wants a artificial body part. And so that combined with not having a good bedroom, and the guy also has a couple scars and a bunch of bruises because he's been sitting outside in the hail, which did stop, by the way. It's only raining now, but he's also got serious pain, so that's going to be contributing to him having mental breakdowns. And I don't feel like we have enough food to be able to feed an extra colonist, so yeah, we're just gonna let him chill outside for now. And I mean, if we are successful at hunting this mega sloth, we will get a bunch of extra meat. But yeah, we're gonna wait until we can build an extra bedroom, and we're gonna try to make it really nice for him if he does stick around for that long. And by the way, the mega sloth did revenge on the first volley of attacks. We did tag it pretty good though, and it's now in Lance's range. Heard of him just try to pump some shots into it, and yeah, we got a few headshots on this thing. It's actually really hurting. It's gonna die in 8 hours, and it's moving really slow now. It's moving at 1.6 speed, so yeah, we can easily kite it. As we were hauling the mega sloth back, Doomguy is actually right over here. We ended up getting raided by 4 people, and these guys actually have some decent guns, or at least they got some good range. Like, this is the radius at which they can attack. The raiders still aren't attacking us yet, and so we're gonna use the time we're given to make a bit of a bunker here. Since we don't have a whole lot of extra materials to spare, we're moving some of our base walls out here, and with the embrasures mod, we can make embrasures that we can fire out of. Apparently you can also fire out of the embrasures and use walls for cover, so I think this is the ideal setup, where you got an embrasure, then a wall, then an embrasure, then a wall. We can test it out and see if this is in fact effective, and actually we're about to right now. We also got a light in here, by the way. The darkness was lowering Lance's mood, and he's in a really bad mood right now. He could have a mental breakdown pretty soon here, because we're having him wear a tainted flak vest and a tainted flak jacket. I don't actually know where the flak pants are, by the way, but yeah, he really wants to be fully nude, but we cannot allow that right now, as we are now getting raided. And we got Dan already taken out. He's gonna bleed out in 7 hours, and he's not super amazing, so we don't care too much if he bleeds out, but we'll definitely prioritize trying to capture him if we can. And here comes Tomomi and Lynx, and we'll see if... Ooh, we actually knocked out Lynx. And by the way, Tomomi only has a 13% chance to hit Khan. The embrasures and the wall are giving him good cover. Lance actually only has 11% chance to get hit, and the Doomguy only has a 15% chance. So yeah, I think this setup's pretty good. Yeah, let's see if we can knock out Tomomi too. Or we ended up killing Tomomi, unfortunately. And it looks like Wade is just gonna run. He is really far away, and he did not seem to want to take part in that raid. And upon further inspection, we can kind of see why. This guy has some issues. He's got dementia, which makes him confused sometimes. He's got cataracts, so he can't really see, and he can't really hear that well. And he's also frail, so he moves much slower, and he's got a bad back, so he moves even slower. This dude is moving at 25% of a normal colonist speed. That has gotta be the worst colonist I've ever seen. This dude's 98 though, so you gotta gotta give it to him. He's participating in a raid at 98 years old. But yeah, we ended up capturing Lynx and Dan, and we should be able to save them both. Like, Dan's gonna bleed out in 5 hours, but with a bandage that's gonna go up in 6, and then I think Lance should be able to just bandage up his torso. Why is he going for the legs first and not the torso? I feel like the torso is the play here. Here we go, he got 1 bandage on the torso, and that gave him 3 more hours. And yeah, Dan will survive. And then Lynx actually wasn't bleeding as bad. She's not even bleeding anymore. As far as Lynx's skill set, it's really not that good. She's got a burning passion for animals and a minor passion for social, but Lance is already really good at social. And she's greedy, so she wants a really impressive bedroom. She's also got 24 resist, by the way. So yeah, I think we're just going to either sell her off, or we might release her for some relations with the Black Tributary Settlement. As far as Dan, he does have 7 animals, and we have no one that has anywhere close to that right now. So we could use him to be able to tame, like we have a couple alpacas on the map. He's got 28 resist though. That's so much resist. I think we might just sell him too. Even though like he does have steady aim, which is a fallout trait, which gives him 5 more shooting accuracy, which is kind of cool. And he's also rad resistant, so he gets over illnesses quicker. It's just that, yeah, I don't think we're going to want to go through all that 28 resist. The Black Tributary Settlement actually is a hostile faction, but they're only 20 hostile with us. So if we release both those prisoners, those guys will be neutral with us and we can trade with them. Maybe that's the play, because there are a lot of hostile factions on the map still. Like there's these Jagged Hive, and then there's like these pirates, and then these White Gorge bandits as well. And there's plenty of stuff that will still be raiding us. We can't release Dan yet until he comes out of pain shock. We could release Lynx, but she's really slow. It would take her forever to get to the edge of the map. By the time she actually gets to the edge of the map, she might die of starvation. Like right now her food meter's at 0. So we're gonna let her heal up a bit more and then we'll release her. Meanwhile, we got Lily down here making our cooler. And by the way, it's actually really hot. It's only 74 now. It was like 95 earlier. It is just 6 a.m. right now, so it might warm up during the day. But yeah, we had her make a cooler because she does have 5 construction now. And this is gonna put her room at a perfect 70 degrees while she sleeps. So she's not gonna get the slept in the heat moodlet debuff. And like over here, Khan actually has it. And he was sleeping in like not that hot a temperature. It's only 79 in here, but I guess 79 is kind of uncomfortably warm. He was for some reason also wearing this cloth skirt. We picked him up with that, and it's ratty, so that was lowering his mood. But since he's wearing this full body riot armor, we were able to take that off, and that got rid of the ratty apparel moodlet. By the way, the riot armor does slow his movement speed by 0.1, which is not that much, but I guess it doesn't really matter because he's our researcher, so he's not really moving around that much. We'll just leave the riot armor on him for now. Also, I noticed that Lily tried to make a move on Lance. She got rebuffed by him though, and I think the reason why she likes him is because he was the one that talked to her while she was in prison. And yeah, actually she has a 20 bonus opinion of Lance for him having recruited her, which is kind of unfortunate. I was trying to get Doomguy and her to get something going on, but apparently she does have a thing for Lance now. But Lance does not return her feelings. He has a -8 opinion of her, and I guess he really does not like the fact that she failed to romance him. -15 for failed to romance. So I don't know if Lily's gonna be successful with that whole thing. She does like Khan a bit, and Khan does really like her, so maybe... Wait, actually she just talked to Doomguy and they connected on the topic between childhood and death. Oh, and apparently she has a 15 bonus opinion of Doomguy for him having rescued her, but she has a -15 opinion of Doomguy for him being disfigured, and I think that's because his right eye still has that permanent gunshot injury. We really need to get him a new eye, and maybe Lily will be more into him. Meanwhile, our prisoner Lynx actually went berserk, which is actually quite unfortunate. We're gonna have to beat her down, and she's gonna be injured for that much longer. We're gonna have Khan and Lily try to melee her, and they both have riot armor on, so she's not gonna be able to do much damage to their chest. Like, it gives 106% protection against blunt damage, which is like fists and stuff. Oh. And okay, we whacked her once, and I don't really want Lily to get tagged here. Okay, phew. I was gonna say, I don't really care if Khan gets tagged, but we need Lily's mood to be good, and we don't want her to be having any pain from injuries. But yeah, thankfully we just bruised Lynx a couple times. Only 7 damage to her leg and 6 to her foot. After some time, Dan and Lynx are now capable of walking again, and Dan's actually getting a bit hungry. I'm not sure how he's gonna make it all the way home with his movement speed, but that's not our problem anymore. All we had to do was make sure he exited the map healthily, and he did, so we got 12 relation with the Black Tributary Settlement. Lynx is also no longer in pain shock, so we're gonna release her, and hopefully she makes it to the edge. We also made sure to strip her gear this time. She just had on a coat, but yeah, we can use that coat or sell it off. She's not going to need it anymore as far as we're concerned, and it's not like she's going to freeze or anything. It's 67 degrees outside, and we did actually feed her before we released her, which was very nice of us. And yeah, there goes Lynx. We are now neutral with the Black Tributary Settlement, and they won't attack us anymore, and we could potentially trade with them. Meanwhile, we got Khan and Lily over here mining this compacted machinery in the night, and this is not an ideal situation. Lily only has 3 mining and Khan has 2. 2. And yeah, Lily only got 1 component from that. You can get up to 3, and thankfully Khan got 1. I was thinking that there was a chance that he would get 0 maybe. I don't know if that can happen, but yeah, with 2 mining, you get way less yield. With those components, we were about to build a nutrient paste dispenser, but we ended up getting raided, and I think I'm going to call this episode right here, just because it's getting really late, and I want to start pushing out daily episodes. I still got a lot of editing to do, and let me know if you guys like this shorter, more consistent upload schedule format. But yeah, with that, we're going to call it right here. In the next episode, we will be defending against this raid, and we'll be plopping down our nutrient paste dispenser right in this room, and we'll use Khan's old bedroom as a freezer. This nutrient paste dispenser is going to be huge though, as like Khan actually did just get food poisoning. There's only 1.5% chance of that happening, but Lily did end up food poisoning 4 meals with that, so that is kind of a big waste of food. And the nutrient paste dispenser is actually really efficient. It does not consume a whole lot of meat for a meal, and you can't get food poisoning from it, so it's a really strong building. And after we have that built, we're gonna send Doomguy on a mission to potentially attack one of these nearby infested settlements. We couldn't do that this episode because there was a lot of grinding that had to be done, but yeah, that's the plan for next episode. I want to thank you all for watching. If you are liking RimWorld and you want to see it continue on the channel, then drop a like, and I will see you in the next one.